Okay, so for the partner work, we are gonna go over a few parts of it, just because I want to make sure you guys have the right information down. And then the other parts, you are going to, pick a partner and work with that person. Now, once you are done with this, you're gonna turn it in, and then you're gonna come to, well, you're gonna turn it to me, and then you are gonna get the exit ticket. The exit ticket is independent work. When you're done with the exit ticket, you're obviously going to turn that in. Right, because there's 4 or 5 of them broken and snapped in pieces, so I'm not gonna pencil that one. So, does anybody have a pencil that Isaac can borrow? Or is willing to let him borrow? Alright, so go ahead, grab this, paper that I just passed out to you. Alright, so we are going to discuss a little bit, just as described, absolute value in your own words. So someone raise your hand and tell me what does absolute value mean in your own words. Zoe? You said the number, I just didn't hear you. The number what? Okay, so the number of hops it takes to get to 0 on a number line. And then what do we know that's super duper important about absolute value? What do we know about an aider? So absolute value is always positive. Okay? And then you and your partner are going to be answering the other question. Alright? So this was number 1. Number 2 is going to be on your own. So everyone write 2 own. That means you're completing that on your own. Alright? The plotting the points on the number line, that is also on your own. So write own across the top of that. You're not doing it now. If y'all want to do it now, I will take it as a grade. It's really that simple. Alright, down here, it says what is an integer? Give 2 examples and 2 non-examples. So do you guys remember what an integer is? We did talk about this briefly. Okay, so an integer is a whole number. So that means it can't be a fraction, can't be a decimal. You need a paper. Sorry. Can't be a fraction, can't be a decimal, can be a negative whole number. Jonathan, return the light off. Return that light off. You're so close. Again, an integer is a whole number, so that's what you need to understand. It's a negative or a positive whole number. Cannot be a decimal, cannot be a fraction. Okay, so we did the first part together. You're doing the second part on your own. And when I say own, guys, I mean with your partner, not like all by yourself. Okay, so an integer is a whole number. The comparing the integers and the absolute value, those are both on your own. flip your paper over. Alright, so this part says your teacher is wondering if the absolute value of a number can ever be a negative. Is she correct? Why or why not? Use specific examples and sound mathematical reasoning to support your answer. So you're not just going to say yes because I said so, or no because I said so. Like, think about the words absolute value. Think about the words distance. Think about all the things we talked about, right? Okay, so you and your partner are doing that one on your own. This one, it says, give a real world example that could be represented by the integer negative 15. And then explain. So like if I say, and you cannot use this one because I'm going to use it, the fish is 15 feet below sea level, I would say 15 feet below sea level, and then I would explain why that is negative 15. Okay, so if you give an example, you have to explain why it is that example. Does that make sense? Alright, so this is on your own, and this last part down here, you're just plotting some points on a number line. That is also going to be on your own. Alright, so you're working with a partner. If for whatever reason you're like, I just do not want to work with a partner, I'm not going to make you. I would prefer if you did, but I'm not going to make you. When you are done with this gets turned into me, and then you will be getting your cool down. Alright? On your cool down, some of it you can just write 1 or 2 words. Some of it you are going to have to write an explanation. So if you want to get full credit, you have to write more than 2 or 3 words. You might have to write 1 to 3 sentences. Does that make sense? So it's not going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm just going to write yes, no, true, false. Like, a lot of you guys did not do good on your lesson 7 cool down. You got a 0 because you just write true, false, 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 true, 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 true. It says write true or false and explain. If you didn't explain, I don't care if they're right or wrong. You got them wrong. Why? Why did you get them wrong? Troy. It tells you right there in the directions to explain. Y'all have got to pay attention to directions. You have to. Okay? So, one more time, just make sure everybody's on the same page. Are you working with a partner?
Yes.
If you choose to. Then what do you do with this piece of paper? Raise your hand and tell me. Where does this piece of paper go? Those of you with pencils in your hands, I'm really confused as to why, if you're doodling, don't understand. Because y'all are going to be the ones that don't turn it into the right place. Zoe. Turn it into me. And then what do you get, Zoe, from me? And is your cool down partner work or independent work? Independent work. Alright. Get started. Get going. Whatever you want to call it, say, do.